Good evening, everyone. LordOfPondtail here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Hope you've all had a good weekend. I'm just chilling in 55 at the moment. We're coming towards the end of our Clash of Province for this week, and we've had the joy of being up against State 30. Lots of fun and gains. As you can see, they have taken our throne, even though they said they wouldn't. And now they're hitting all of our gathering tiles, etc., etc. So we're having a fun end to... Well, it's one of those kind of Sunday nights where we're desperately trying to get as many points as we can, and we're currently 0.8 of a G up on them to at least win Sunday, because we did win Monday to Thursday, then they've beaten us the last couple of days, and they're going to win, and we're going to go to Silver Group, which is a bit embarrassing, but on the plus side, we'll be able to get lots of tickets, hopefully, before we go into the next Eden season, and maybe I'll be up against some of you guys in the younger states in the coming weeks. So I'm looking forward to that. Now on to the topic at hand for this video. So I've had a few people ask me to have a chat with you guys about NAP. Now I'm not talking about something that old people do in the afternoon. I'm talking about non-aggression pacts. This is obviously, Rise of Empires is actually a war game, guys, believe it or not. Some people like to think that it's Farmville and that Mondays are their favourite day of the week, where they're just going to gather, make lots of points. But actually, in reality, this is a war game. We do have troops. We are supposed to attack each other. So why would you have a non-aggression pact? Who would you have it with? And is it actually a good idea? For me, we all know the first few days, or maybe the first couple of weeks in the game, it's all a bit nuts in a new state. You've got dozens of alliances popping up everywhere. You're trying to just learn the basics of the game. Probably don't even know like you should be starting on your zone commemoration or anything like that. You're just literally trying to build up your buildings in your castle, and off you go on those early levels. But is it a good idea to have a non-aggression pact in your state? Well, you know, after those kind of first few couple of weeks where it is a bit of a free-for-all, I would say that it is definitely worth settling down at a state level, and, you know, the biggest players in the state coming together and chatting in PC, or maybe setting up a group in Line or Discord, and actually just trying to liaise together to come up with an agreement regarding a NAP for your state. You've got to remember, in the long run, the strongest states have usually been the best populated. And why are they the best populated? Well, most of the time, they've been a stable state which actually has a lot of people that want to play the game, and they can grow. At the end of the day, if you have certain, you know, tyrannical leaders in your state who are hitting everyone that moves, and they're power hungry, long run, all that's going to do is mean that you're going to lose loads of people from the game because they don't want to play in your state. At the end of the day, I think right now several states open every day, so it's very easy for someone just to quit that account and start in a different state. And even medium term, that's not what you want. When you're getting into seasons 1, seasons 2 of Reign of Chaos, really you want to try and work together as a state. Most of you that have played Reign of Chaos will know that the hardest states to play against are those that have cooperated, where the alliances have cooperated together. They've all gone into one corner of the map. They've put all their farms around the front of their main alliance ACs, and quite often even they'll help each other out in battles. I certainly know that's what we've done in Undisputed, both when we were in State 53 and in State 55. We've tried our best to work together with who we had with us. Didn't always come out, you know, smelling of roses. I'm not saying, you know, there's lots of different opinions in this game. People have lots of different ideas about what they want to do, but if you can unify, it's a really good way. And the first stage of doing that is having a non-aggression pact in your state, guys. All right. How many alliances do you want to include? Well, I mean, even from my time playing the game, I've seen like NAP 7s where it's the top 7 alliances, or 10 alliances, or some states I know have even a full NAP where no one attacks anyone. What works for your individual state is probably down to how your state is developing and what alliances, how many alliances you're all kind of merging into. As I said, those first few weeks, you're going to end up with lots of alliances, and really you want to merge all decent active players as soon as possible. When I was playing in 53 in the first few months, I saw so many good players grinding away in their little alliances, which only had like maybe 10, 15, 20 active players, and they were still getting up to C18, C19, C20, multiple millions of power. They would shield at the weekends, protect themselves over, or they'd shield almost constantly even with some of these guys before they get hit by bigger players, myself included. I'm sorry to say I was quite aggressive in the first few months of playing the game in state. And really, I would say to anyone watching this video that is just starting up, you want to get yourself into one of the main top 4 or 5 alliances if you can. That's 500 players. Now, you know, most states would be very happy to have 500 active players 9 months down the road, 12 months down the road. So if you can get into these kind of bigger alliances, obviously if you have a NAP 7, a NAP 10, whatever works for your state, if you've got 1,000 active players, get it in. And most NAPs also include at least like a farm alliance for each of the main states. So if you're going to have a NAP and you do have a farm alliance, make the farms obvious. Make the farm alliance obvious. You can see all of my farms, they're pond farms. Everyone knows me as Pond in my state. Everyone knows me as Pond on this channel. You think anyone that plays Rise of Empires doesn't know, you know, not to hit one of my farms because I'm in the second largest alliance in this state? Of course they know. So, you know, that's one thing, is like communication about it as well, about a non-aggression pact. You know, come to an agreement together with all your main alliances in the state, and then agree on a number. And really, what's that going to do? Well, it's going to it will push people to hopefully merge into your alliances, and that's what you're kind of looking for as well, is you want to be able to grow your players in a safe environment, well, safe Monday to Friday anyway, before you have Clash of Province, of course. And then you want to also kind of, there's got to be a point in a state's development where people do merge into the bigger alliances, and having a NAP is a nice way of, obviously that's a negotiating tool for you guys that might be in the bigger alliances who are still recruiting. Everyone is always recruiting in this game, no matter how big an alliance that you are. People always want more. Even if you're a top alliance in a whole sector, you might not have 100 active players. You might even not have 100 C25s with T9. So that no matter who you are, I guarantee whichever alliance you are, you're almost always going to be recruiting, and that's a key part of the game, and NAP plays a key part of that. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is for those of you that are in new states, say if there isn't a NAP there, I would say get out. Like, just get out, start a new account, or maybe you're through season 1 of Reign of Chaos and something's going on in your state, and you might have to spend if you've got a bit of money to spend. I know a lot of people are free to play players, that's fine. You know, but if your account only takes 1 immigration permit to move it to a different state in your group, which might have a better NAP, then why not do it? So, you know, again, for those states that are struggling to maybe build up their population as well, you know, sometimes having a peaceful state is very, very appealing to those players that have been in states where they're getting constantly attacked. So for me, there's lots of benefits to NAP. That's my opinion on it. We don't have NAP written on our wall in Undisputed. Like, you know, it just says Allies State 55. As far as we're concerned, well, some of our players have hit smaller players who they think aren't playing the game anymore. But generally, we try not to hit other players in our state. We want our state to grow. You know, you've got to look at the bigger picture. You're playing Clash of Province every week. All right, even with warm-up week, your points contribute. You want everyone in your state to be able to develop as much as possible, so you can develop and be strong in Clash of Province, and also when you're in these Reign of Chaos seasons 1 to 4. Eden, not so critical because of the guild structure of Eden. You can obviously join. It's easier to join guilds from which are constructed of players from other states, but you know, it's still important. And even so let's talk about like non-attacked at state level as well. Now, you know, it's when you're doing Clash of Province, for instance, you know, you can have agreements each week about whether you try to take each other's thrones, and you know, a lot of us in the younger states, well, certainly in our group anyway, mostly from my experience, people don't take each other's thrones if you can come to an agreement. Not what's happened this week to us in 55, but you know, that's just one of those things. But again, like, who am I to say you shouldn't take a throne? This is a war game, you know. And I know generally a lot of players in the older states are quite aggressive, particularly in states 1 to 35. From what I've experienced, you know, they're happy to. They don't think twice about hitting tiles. They don't think twice about taking someone's throne. You know, how much negotiation and non-aggression do you want? I think you have to find like a balance, don't you? So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Just a quick chat about NAP and why I think it's beneficial. So just like, again, my key points would be that it can help, obviously, merge all of your active players into 5, 6 or 7 alliances in your state. I really don't think that's a bad thing. You want to have strength rather than have these smaller players kind of floating around, not actually contributing as much as they possibly maybe they can when you're in a bigger alliance with more knowledge floating around, etc. For me, I think that is probably one of the best benefits of it. And obviously, if you do have a non-aggression pact, then that does allow your players to kind of grow freer. They're not worrying about the next where they're going to find the next 2,500 gems to put a 3-day shield on their castle. You know, they're able to develop farms and then use those farms. So if you do have a NAP in your state, I really think you're going to benefit from it, guys. That's my point of view, and that's really everything I had to say about the video. So someone had just asked me to give my comments on it. Those are my thoughts on it. So I hope you know, I'd be interested to see what you guys think about NAP. Please do pop your comments in the comment section below. I'd be really interested. Please do. And of course, thank you very much to all of your subscriptions and support on the channel. Still going fantastic well. I'm getting very close to 1,000 subscribers, which is unbelievable. So happy with that. Haven't even been doing the channel 3 months, so you know, Rise of Empires isn't the biggest game in the world, is it? So to get 1,000 subscribers would be absolutely brilliant. And a big shout out and thanks to Mr. Gill, who I know is you know, giving my channel shout outs on his videos and things like that, and I really appreciate the support that he's giving. You know, both of us are trying to do different things with our channels. I hope everyone can appreciate that. I certainly am aware that Mr. Gill was here before me, and I do try my best not to copy his content. So I hope, you know, you guys kind of appreciate everything that we're doing. And I know there's a few other YouTubers out there as well, like Wee Little Man and Arcade, doing their things as well. So, you know, like every video game, there's going to be multiple people doing channels about it. We're in the 21st century. That's why there's you know, millions of YouTubers out there. So, but we all try to be different and do our own thing, and I hope you guys kind of enjoy everything that we all do, and that's the main thing. So thank you very much to all of you that have already subscribed. If you haven't already, please do click that subscription button, ring the bell, and of course I'd really be grateful if you would share my channel info in your province chats, alliance chats, imperial messages, online WhatsApp, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with players in the game. That would be really great. And of course, as I've said before, please do pop your comments in the sections below. Whether you do want me to do videos on specific things, I'm trying my best to get my way through the content. As I said, like, someone requested me to do this video about NAP, so you know, generally I'll try and get something done within a week or two of those requests. So that would be, as I say, please do keep those requests coming. I'm always open to new ideas for content for the channel, while of course I'm doing my regular stuff like the heroes guides that I know you guys like to see. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. Stay safe during KE Sunday, and I will see you soon.